Life is an art project, I think.
Meet Pat Cummings, resident cool girl.
How come all the cool girls are lesbians?
She's a 63-year-old Navy vet and neighbor to hundreds in Town Hall Apartments, Chicago's first LGBTQ-friendly affordable senior housing.
What kind of neighbor are you? Does it get rowdy in here?
In my place? No.
Town Hall is a modern building in the heart of the city's proudest neighborhood. It provides steady housing to baby boomers, the first generation to step out of the closet and fight for equality. Here, rent is 30% of the tenant's income. That's a huge help to Town Hall residents since 63% of the building lives below the poverty line.
Housing, I had a little bit of problems back in the 70s when I got out of the Navy that they would not, in San Diego, rent to 2 men or 2 women, a single 1-bedroom.
What have you seen change in regard to how the LGBTQ community has been accepted?
You can't discriminate because of sexuality for housing or anything else, or jobs.
How important is that?
That's extremely important. If you cannot find a steady place to live, and you can't find a steady job, how are you going to live?
A 2013 report from the Department of Housing and Urban Development found same-sex couples, quote, experience less favorable treatment than heterosexual couples in the online rental housing market. And as of early 2012, only 21 states and the District of Columbia had enacted fair housing legislation prohibiting discrimination based on sexual orientation or gender identity. So it's a good thing the new head of Housing and Urban Development knows a lot about gay people.
You think they have control over their sexuality?
Absolutely.
You think being gay is a choice?
Absolutely.
Why do you say that?
Because a lot of people who go into prison straight, and when they come out, they're gay. So did something happen while they were in there?
This is a retired neurosurgeon, 1, citing a bizarre example, and 2, going against the findings of the American Psychological Association, determining that being gay is not a matter of choice.
It's a reminder again that we have a lot of work to do and that we have to be alert and never actually rest.
Jesus Ramirez-Valles is the author of Queer Aging, The Baby Boomers and a New Frontier for Gerontology. He explored what factors make LGBTQ seniors more likely to live in poverty than straight people, debunking the myth of gay affluence that stereotypes LGBTQ people as living a privileged life straight out of Modern Family.
You'll forgive us, Pepper, if we sit out your next few brunches?
Absolutely.
Baby boomers, many of them lost income. They were fired from their jobs because of discrimination. They lost their jobs because of HIV. For a variety of reasons, we don't have access to the same material resources that the larger society. So it's a myth that we have debunked with, economics and statistics and demographics showing that the large majority of LGBTQ people actually are in poverty.
In 2013, the Williams Institute determined LGBT people are more likely to be poor than heterosexual people. Contributing factors include the risk of being homeless when young, being denied the economic benefits of marriage, and discrimination at school and work.
Is it harder to be older and to live independently as an LGBTQ person?
Of course it is, yeah, because of the stigma. If the person got infected in the 1990s, likely he got AIDS and probably got off the job market, so losing income. Returning to that labor market has been extremely difficult for many people, so they live in poverty.
But some weren't fortunate enough to even stay in poverty. The AIDS epidemic claimed 500,000 lives in the United States by 2002, including Pat's brother, who was also gay.
I was the one that he could pick up the phone at midnight and say, Pat, I'm afraid. Can you come stay with me? And I would walk the distance down to St. Joseph's Hospital, and I would go through my feelings as I was walking, and I would journal my feelings as I was sitting by his bed. And I was watching and learning how to die with dignity. Business that I have, the pet care business.
Pat now lives alone in Chicago, has a pet care business, and says her nieces and nephews swing by from time to time. Her newest family may be next door.
Do you consider your neighbors to be family? I mean, do you guys interact a lot?
We do. We interact quite a bit. I think that we interact in a way every day. We have personality clashes at times, but then who doesn't?
Yep, Sounds like family, and it's supposed to. A top problem all aging adults face is isolation, and Town Hall is designed to combat that. The building is located near a community, medical, and senior centers tailored to the LGBTQ community, and there's a need for more housing and acceptance like this. A 2014 Equal Rights Center study found 48% of LGB older adults have faced rental housing discrimination. And with more than 2.7 million people age 50 and over identifying as LGBTQ, more people like Pat need protection from housing discrimination.
What do you say to someone then who is reluctant to support LGBTQ rights?
Don't be reluctant. LGBT rights are human rights. Support human rights. You're adding love into the world, which is what we're missing these days.